Hello, welcome to the Jellyfish Journals. My name is Susie, and now I would like to go ahead and do a flip through of all of the spreads that I made in May. And at the end of the video, I would like to show you a little plan with me or decorate with me for how I started setting up my June calendar. So let's go ahead and take a look. Before I do that, this is my new Archer and Olive journal. I don't know what it's called. I don't know where it came from. Like if it was in a sub box or something. I purchased this journal on Etsy, mostly because I filled up my bee journal and I really wanted another one that had a pretty spine, and there was nothing on the Archer and Olive site that I liked. That's just basically all there is to it. So the reason I'm pointing this out is I was pretty stupid, I will say. I'm a little bit nervous. My bee journal held up really well. I used all kinds of paper, ephemera, I used stickers, all the things. This one you'll see in a minute. I don't know. I think I had like a total brain fart on one of the spreads I'm going to show you. And I don't know. I'm just a little bit nervous that I might have caused a problem. So I'm gonna try to be a little mindful moving forward of how I am designing and planning my pages. You'll see what I mean, but up here, it's fine. Up here, it's all right. But down here, you're gonna see it's really gonna start straining my spine. So we'll see how this one goes, but let's go ahead and take a look. So the first thing is that anytime I start a new journal, I really like the first few spreads to connect to the cover. It just brings me joy as I open up my journal, because every time I open my journal, for the most part, I really do turn to the first couple pages. I don't really use these to mark where I currently am. I just kind of leave them in the middle. But I like to see what I've created over and over. So yeah, see, this does not, it does not want to stay. Oh my goodness, I'm a little nervous. So having said that, I kind of took this image here and I drew it out. You'll see in a minute. I drew it out. So that's what these are on some of the dot grid pages. And then I cut out these butterflies here. And so I glued those butterflies on this page. These are some stickers from a Happy Planner sticker book. These are from a Recollections sticker book that I got at Michael's. I think this is another Happy Planner. So I really this is just some spare scrapbook paper I had. So my first few spreads are going to just be a, hey, welcome to my new journal kind of thing. So I really tried to carry these elements over into the first few pages. And you can see this is where I had some fun with some different markers I had and some white gel pens, and just really tried to recreate the cover. The colors are a bit off. I'm a little bummed about that. I don't know what happened, other than I think when I picked up what I meant to be peach, I picked up the pinky one by mistake. It was not something for me to worry about. So I just rolled with it. It still gives that same vibe. And then these brown colors pull in there. So I just kind of kept, like I said, just kind of kept those elements going. The cover was the inspiration. And luckily these my daughter would kill me if she knew I was calling them bugs. She's studying entomology, so they're insects. And then this is just like a little peek through with some butterflies on it and a little bit more on this side. So nothing too much, nothing really relevant to a month or a season or anything like that, or a time frame, just kind of, hey, welcome to my new journal. Then we are on to my May calendar, and I did do a plan with me. I'm going to try to stop calling it that because it's not really planning. It's more like a decorate with me. But this is in a earlier video that I've done. So the washi tape came from the Washi Tape Shop, and I do have an affiliate link. It is the Jellyfish 10, and that's linked down in the description box below. I believe it gets you 10% off of your order. Doesn't cost you anything extra, but they'll send me a little something. This is just my line a day from May. And I just took some of the same washi tape and I flipped it over backwards. You'll see in that video. And then I cut out the month of May. And this was another washi tape from Washi Tape Shop. So up here and down here are some things I had going on in the month of May. And this is where I track my 10,000 steps a day. I do the printables, the downloadable printables from Archer and Olive. I'm sure there's other ones out there. This is just what's been working for me. And you will see I did not hit 10,000 steps a lot this month. It was the end of the school year. It was just insane. Moving on, I had a couple of sheets of stickers. I just realized this poor guy has no pot. I don't think I realized that all these stickers had a pot except for that. Well, he's potless. There you go. So I just used some grid washi tape to create some shelves, and then I just scattered some potted plants all over. This was something I've been wanting to try. I was kind of inspired by this washi tape. I am also going to say one thing I've noticed, which is maybe why this person was selling it on Etsy. I am not sure that the dot grid is straight. I don't know if there's a good way to show you, but if you've seen my videos, I'm pretty persnickety about having my things straight. And so I am pretty, I'm pretty persnickety about having everything line up on those dot grids. And it could be an optical illusion from this washi tape, but I have noticed it on some other pages too. Anyway, it doesn't seem to be lined up well. So you can see this washi tape is thicker at the top than it is down here at the bottom. So try not to let that drive you crazy. It's not driving me crazy, thankfully, so don't let it get to you. Anyway, and there's some inspirational, or I should say spiritual stickers that I had from a sticker book I got at Hobby Lobby, some line art stickers from Happy Planner, just some quotes, probably a mix of sticker books. These are some little chalkboard background labels, that's what I'm looking for, that I got at Hobby Lobby. I think maybe it was Michael's, but you find them all over the place. They're usually like for if you're mailing envelopes and stuff like that. So this was just like a to-do list, and I just made a little grid pattern over on the side. For this one, I don't usually buy seasonal sticker books. I don't really care about decorating for holidays and whatnot, but I did fall in love with a Happy Planner seasonal sticker book. I'll link it down in the description box below. And before we hit summer, I really wanted to do a spring spread. And so there were some quotes in there. I glued on white paper. This is just washi tape in the background. And I just made some little Dutch doors here that go across the bottom of the page just to kind of track some things. So just having a little fun. Tried to use up a bunch of those spring stickers because I'm not likely to want to use them again next spring because that's a little repetitive for me. But I did like the idea. Pardon me. I did like the idea of just kind of having that in here. There are some cute summer ones in there too, so there may be a summer spread coming up. I don't really know. This is the page that's causing all the trouble. So I went back and forth, was not sure what to do. So basically, during Teacher Appreciation Week, I received some emails from former students. That's never happened to me before. I'm pretty sure their teacher in middle school told them, hey, send an email to a teacher. And I just loved them so much. They really made me happy. And so I printed them up and glued them in here. And I knew I wanted to do some kind of little flippy page thing. However, I was not sure what I wanted that to look like. And I think just in the moment of having a brain fart, what I ended up doing was gluing 5 sheets of scrapbook paper across both Dutch doors. And I'm sure you can imagine that's why this is so thick. And you can kind of see it like pulling all of this here. I do not recommend that. As I was doing it, I realized what I should have done was just torn a thin strip of each and layered just a little bit. But what I actually did was there is orange all the way behind here. There is green behind that. There's yellow, blue, and then all that red on the top. So really, this is super thick. What's done is done. Live and learn. I glued a couple other little things and notes that my students wrote. These are just to cover my name and some last names, and I'll peel those off when I'm done with this video. Little school supplies, and then I made a little banner at the top for teacher appreciation. Somebody gave me this sticker, and it always cracked me up. Then probably my least favorite spread that I have done in a while. Yeah, and also it's really wearing on my page. So probably one of my least favorite spreads, and I think for this one, the reason is, ow, my cat, sorry. He like really wants to come up here. Come here, Bubba. Come on. I have to cut his claws. That's happening hopefully today. I really wanted to use these lemon stickers and these little blue chickens and like blue cow and stuff. And I have this iridescent washi tape that I got at a yard sale, and it looks so yellow on the roll, but whenever I start laying it out, I always forget that it comes across really orange when it's like unrolled. And so here's my cat. Yes, see? Now you're being weird. So it's not terrible. Part of the reason I did this layout though was to kind of help tape this page together because it was coming out. Not my favorite, but again, moving on. This is some more stickers I pulled out of a book that I love from Happy Planner. I've used this multiple times. It had the pansies I used for my mom's birthday spread I did in January. And this is just some black Tombow marker I did in the corners just to add some interest. Now there's going to be cat hair everywhere. This one here, these stickers I think came out of some kind of seasonal floral sticker book that I got at Hobby Lobby. And most of the stickers in this kit I used on my old reading journal pages in my original Jellyfish Journals. So I'm going to see if I can pull that out real quick and show you. I think it's in this one. Somewhere in here. Oh, hold on. I think it would have been like around April. Does that look right? I think so. Yeah, probably April. So it was these kinds. No, that doesn't look right. Yeah, I think it is. Okay, sorry, I'm driving myself crazy. So if you're still watching, thank you for hanging in there with me as I figure this out. I always get, oh no, it was May. That's why those flowers didn't look right. So it's kind of hard to tell because of the red washi in the background, but you should be able to tell that these yellow flowers are the same as these. And so what I did in that sticker book was most of the time I pulled out these stickers to add like little floral decorations to each of my monthly spreads. And since there was a seasonal floral sticker book, all I did was go in monthly order, and it worked out. January has some kind of wintry ones. June had the tropical. Oops, that was glued together and I just separated it. But you can see like as the months got later in the year, they were more fall themed. But there were also kind of more paper stickers, not so much the clear stickers. And I still have sheets of those left over. And so those are working out really well to create this kind of a spread. So this was just a journaling spread that I did. It had washi strips, and so I just cut those and repeated the pattern on both sides, used some circle stickers, and put some of the last decorations on there. I really do try to use up stickers. I try to use up sticker sheets. And yeah, it just is a really good feeling to toss that sheet and know that I used everything in there. Then, I don't know, I wanted to do something a little more vibrant and fun. And so I found this fussy cut kit on Etsy, and I will link that down in the description box below. And it was really just all these little different pictures and icons. And I pulled out some that kind of had similar coloring. Some have more pinks and purples and things, but I pulled out a lot that I loved that had similar colorings. Again, at this point also, I'm trying to keep my book a little thin. And I really just glued down the ones I loved, and I tried to find something fun to say that would connect to it as far as summer goals. So spend some time near water, read a lot, take long walks, which no, I would not do in my flip-flops, but the shoes represent walking in shoes. Hopefully I'll get to go out on some date nights this summer, enjoy some nature, create something, soak up some sun, and then my road trip with Sana, my best friend. So we are going up to the Northwest, so there will be some mountains, and this is just something that makes me smile, just something fun. Then changing it up and going with something a little different. So this one, I used some ink and I dyed the back of the page with a brush like this, but just smaller. And I just rubbed it in the ink, rubbed it all over the page, found some stickers I liked that kind of had the same coloring. Oh, and then I had this brick stamp that I think I got at Michael's, and I'm starting to try out stamping, so I just stamped this brick stamp in the background for some interest. And in this sticker book, which I got on Amazon, I'll link this down in the description box below, there was this pretty blue color, which a lot of the stickers in here, ooh, sorry, Bubba. A lot of the stickers in here are very fallish. Even though they say spring and stuff, they just kind of have more of an autumn vibe to them. But this blue I thought could work really well. So you can see it says fall in love with life, whatever. I don't care. I do try to fall in love with life. Then for this one, so this was kind of fun. I had my team at school, the third grade team, we tried to do this Mother's Day gift where kids would stick their thumbprints in some ink and then put them on these little magnets. And after trying it out, we decided that wasn't going to work very well. We didn't know what to do. They're like little square inks. We weren't really sure what we wanted to do with the inks after that. So the teachers were like, here, you take them, you'll do something with them. So I did. I pulled out the neons, and same thing. Here, I'll pull out the smaller one. I just took a smaller, I think this came in a 3-pack I got at Michael's. There's another one that's like really tiny. But I just took this one and I rubbed it in the ink and then rubbed it on the page and got like kind of squarish or rectangularish shapes. Layered them over. I had some black and white washi, some black and white line art stickers and quotes. And then when I did my writing, I tried to just really be mindful of some foligraphy spread out, some little pictures I drew just to kind of keep that black line art vibe. And I really like how it came out. I needed a layout that would cover the last 3 days in the month of May. And so sometimes that just ends up being more artsy, I guess, if that makes sense. This only covered 2 days in May. This covered 4 days. And so I really am all over the place with this. I think this one's 4 days as well. I can't tell what this one, 1, 2, 3, this was 3 days. So I just keep creating and just fill it in. But this one I knew May was ending. I needed space for 3. So I intentionally spread things out to give me room for 3 days to write. This one, I'm going to turn it a little bit. Let's see if it'll fit. I might have to move it a little bit. I got this idea from somebody that was on the Archer, I think it's the Archer and Olive community group on Facebook. And what she did was she basically made a summer calendar that doesn't name the months. It just runs all of those dates together. So my summer break ran from the 25th of May, and my first day back is the 11th of August. School starts on the 19th of August. So even though my summer break is over right there, I like having those dates on there so I can see crunch time approaching. But I decided I was going to turn this into a summer workout calendar. I really want to kind of see across the whole summer how consistent or inconsistent I'm being. So what I did is I made a little code at the bottom. with some dot stickers, those tiny dot stickers. These came out of this particular sticker book. But if you ever have a sticker book with all these sheets, these are really good for color coding what you're doing. So I have a color for walks. I do a color for yoga, running, swimming, pulling, pull-up stretches. I'm going to try to start doing these stretches so that I can finally do a pull-up. If I do a 5K, and SSP is for squats, sit-ups, and push-ups. I'm hoping to do some of those. And then I just added this little black one with a cross. I really want to try to be more consistent with a spiritual workout as well, if you will. So trying to just be consistent with my Bible study and prayer time. So whenever I do one of those, I put the sticker on that date. And then for like walks and runs, I'll put the miles. So like today I ran 3 miles, or I'm sorry, I walked 3 miles, I ran 1 mile, and then I swam for 20 minutes. And then I did do my Bible study today. So my hope is that by the end of the summer, I can kind of see what color did I do the most? Is there a color I'm lacking on and maybe I'm not doing consistently enough? These are just some die cuts I think I found at Hobby Lobby, and I just glued them down and then trimmed them out with an X-Acto knife. So I'm kind of excited about this. I've never done anything like this before. I also marked when certain people are going to be out of town. So currently my daughter is on a school trip. So she's marked out there. I'm going on a trip on the 9th through the 14th. And then as anybody else in my family is out of town, I want to put that on there because I know those things might impact my workouts. And then finally, we have my badges for May. As you saw before, for my 10,000 steps a day, that was not working out very well. So really, I only got 2 badges for May. I did do 20 activities of 20 minutes or more, and I did walk 30 miles in May. These 2, Garmin does these expedition badges, so they're kind of like ongoing, and you basically just start it up, and once you hit the number of miles required for it, you just earn the badge. So this one I've actually been doing for months and months and months, and it just so happened that I hit it in the month of May. It's Via Transilvanica. I have no idea. I just picked it because it was long a few months ago. And then I also did the Great Wall of China, which I think is roughly 12 miles. So as soon as you hit those 12 miles or whatever it would take, if you did that expedition in real life, they give you the badge for it. So not a lot of badges this month. I'm okay with that. And then since I didn't have a lot of badges, I turned the top of this into a to-do list, just kind of for the summer, things that I really hope I get accomplished over the summer. Some of them are kind of silly. Some of them will take 5 minutes, but they're just things that I know have been on my mind a lot, and I'd like to get them done. So having said all of that, that is all of the spreads that I created in the month of May. And if you hang around a little bit longer, you'll see how I set up my calendar for June. So for June, I decided that I was going to use my new, I guess it's called a Kit Club kit from Archer and Olive. I recently purchased their Cherry Blossoms kit. It just was different colors than I usually do. A lot of pink and some light blue and some pretty green in there. So I love these little kits. I think it's called the Kit Club subscription, but you can go to their website and they have a lot of kits that are still available that you don't need to have a subscription to get. So it comes with a couple little rolls of washi on a card. So I took the pink cherry blossom washi and kind of wrapped it around that calendar. The calendar is from the Archer and Olive website. You can download. They have free printable calendars. It's already sized for an A5, so it's kind of perfect. And all I did on that was I cut across the corner so it ends up giving it nice crisp edges. For the title, June, it always feels weird to call it a title. It's not really the title, but for the name of the month, I found these stickers at a local thrift store, And it kind of cracked me up in retrospect because the stickers were $1 at the thrift store, and I recognized the manufacturer on the packaging, and you can buy them at the dollar store. So, not really a discount there, but it was a full package. I hadn't seen them anywhere. I think they're ideally for posters. They're super thin, super glittery, and I just thought it would be kind of neat to have the month going down the right-hand side like that. So I'm planning to trim off a little bit of this to kind of create a little mini Dutch door. So that way you can see the month June, the name of the month going down the side. Yeah, I can't think of a good way to say that. In the little kit, it comes with a couple of date stickers. So one set of date stickers will be on colored circles, and the other set of date stickers connects to the theme. So once I kind of pencil out and establish how far down the dates are going to go, then it's time to go ahead and stick these stickers down. And I'm planning to use this for my line a day. So I need to be mindful that each sticker connects to one line of dot grid dots. And the unfortunate thing about these stickers that I don't remember the last time I did this is that there's a lot of white around each of these little cherry blossoms. And so I did have to go through and trim off some of the white where it would have overlapped. I also know that it's a little hard to see, but the numbers are on these little stickers in gold foil. So it really kind of sparkles a little bit if you see it in person. Then I'm just taking 3 different markers. I dug through my stash and I found a blue, a pink, and a green that I thought went really well with the colors in the kit. And I'm just alternating those colors for my line a day. And this is just where I'll stop and I'll write a little bit about something that happened that day. This green, I will say these colors look kind of funny right now, but hang in there because I do have to make a fix later. And I do love that those lines show through the behind the Dutch door. I did that on purpose. I could have made my Dutch door a little bit longer. I could have even had it covering up some of the word June, but I really like it when those lines pop through. I think there's just something kind of fun about, hey, there's more going on behind this little door. The kit came with this blue dot grid paper and this double-sided cherry blossom paper. So I'm just using that to cover the Dutch door, add a little bit of interest. And the plan for the Dutch door is where I'm going to just write things that are going on in the month of June. I've learned that I like having a place where important things that are happening are right there for me to write down. And after doing this for, well, I guess this is my 6th month now of doing a calendar setup, really 7th. I think I did a December one. I just really have kind of figured out what I like my calendar spreads to include. So my calendar spreads always include a calendar, as you can see there with the pink washi tape around it. And that's where I will include my 10,000 steps a day goal. You can also see as I flip back, I had not completed my Garmin badges page at this point. I did jump in and do this. I was kind of excited to use this kit. So some of the work in this notebook is done out of order, but rest assured, by the time this video is posted, everything has been completed as you've seen it in the video. So anyway, going back to that, I like the calendar just to keep track of the days that I hit 10,000 steps a day. It is not a hard, fast goal for me. It's just kind of, I don't know, I kind of like tracking it. I like looking at it and just seeing how I'm doing. Every so often, I'll just be very gung-ho and I'll be determined to do it every day that month. And sometimes, like in May, if you saw earlier in this video, I look at it and I say, I am just not going to stress about it this month. So either way, it's still fun to track it. I like to do a couple little decorative things in my monthly spreads. I love to have a spot where I can keep track of the bigger events that are happening in the month. So you saw that in May, going across the top and the bottom when I had some things going on. And then I also like to do a line a day. And that's pretty much the only monthly things I track. I don't do habit trackers. I guess the 10,000 steps a day is technically a habit tracker. But for the most part, I just keep it simple. So here's where I made an executive decision. I loved those letter stickers so much, and I feel like on my desk they looked really nice with the kit. But once I started laying everything down on the pages, the pink was just not working for me. I think it was just more of a cutesy pink, and I feel like the cherry blossoms in the kit were more of a sophisticated pink. I don't know. So, what I did was I took those letters and I peeled them off. I laid them on some of that uh, scrapbook paper that came with the kit, and then I trimmed around it and peeled the sticker back off, as you saw. And now the month June on the right there looks so much better. Although I'm watching this now and my J looks crooked, so whatever. But I like it so much better for a couple reasons. First, it got rid of that pink that was throwing everything off. And now my markers for my line a day look a lot better also. But it also brought a lot of that green over to the right side of the page so that when either way I'm looking at my spread, you're going to see those splashes of green on the left and on the right. I am using a little bit of this washi tape just to bring in some of that pattern down at the bottom there. It is a bit chaotic, but I'll be honest, I really kind of like my monthly spreads to be really layered and chaotic. I don't know the word. I kind of go with the flow. I go more with how I'm feeling and how I'm vibing in all of my other spreads. So this is an opportunity for me to just try anything I want to, try it all out in one place. Since it is a few pages that all are cohesive with a theme like this, I just have a lot of fun doing it this way. You'll see, well, you probably saw in the beginning of this video, some of my journal spreads will be very simplistic. Some of them will be very monotone or monochromatic maybe. I just kind of like this to be a bit busier. I don't know why. Maybe because I flip back to it a lot during the month, and so it's just kind of fun to see a lot of organized chaos, if you will. But that's just what I like to do. So using a couple of these box stickers that came with the kit and deciding that those cherry blossoms on that blue paper there are just a little too low for that to work. I don't really have a plan for those stickers yet, but I will always find a plan, or I will always come up with something. So just kind of still playing around, adding a little bit more color here and there. I really like this washi tape going all the way across the page. The E was so skinny, it just was throwing me off to have that white blob on the side, I guess. And on the left, I added those box stickers, and I think that bottom one, both of my daughters were born in June, so I'll use that bottom box as a place to put their birthdays. And the calendar is dated, and I have my little code for 10,000 steps a day, and that's going to do it for this spread. All right, here is my final setup for June. So my calendar is here, and this is just where I track my 10,000 steps a day with the little pink flower and outlining with the green. I don't know what I'll put down here yet. I just thought it would look pretty, but on this side and this side is where I'm going to write things that are happening in June that need to be taken care of. Same thing for these boxes. I'll put a couple things down there. And then this here is for my line a day. And so that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.